What happened today? Well, your friend blew out your eardrums. Cool.
Yeah, my friend was deafened by my audio assault.
Yeah.
And oh, here we go. Look at that moisture. It's going up. It's going up. And most importantly, and this is actually key for the program, the moisture is also coming down.
There is an old saying about that.
Yeah.
You might have heard about it.
It's something about things going up. I don't remember the second part, but right. I know that there's a well-known phrase that basically means to go up.
Yeah.
That might be it, honestly.
Could be.
Gathered throng, precious channel, sometimes called the Amber Council. Welcome. It is I, your internet friend, Jerford K. Horkrims. And however it came to be, you have found yourself ass backwards in Twitch's brewing show, Acquisitions Intoxicated, a program whose purpose and successfully executed aim, as we can see from the tweetro.
Totally.
CC Noah, thank you so much, is to give you that which you already own, the art and science of brewing. I am joined as almost always by Acquisitions Intoxicated brewmaster Eric J. Benson, the man known as Azerbaijan, Edge Benson, and the notorious EJB.
Yeah.
So if you were a fan of any of those entities, obviously this is the channel for you.
Right.
Basically, we've got obviously we do our best here to mirror and mimic the spiritually nourishing arc of the hero's journey.
Mm-hmm.
And among other things, that means that we're going to drink in the middle of the day.
Yeah. I mean,
so I mean, that being said, should we just open with a full grain salvo?
Yes,
right,
but I have to admit something to the channel first, and I bought a Gundam.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is it at your house?
No. I just bought it.
Oh, I mean, I guess you can just put it right up on the screen and we can show it in the window, right?
Yeah, I gave in. I really gave in. Check this out.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I went
right
hard. Right out the gate, you went for master grade?
Yeah, I went hard. So
Jesus.
I think you can immediately, you specifically are one of the few people that can immediately figure out why I bought this.
Data Tech, thank you very much.
But this, like, I looked at a ton of them and I'm like, oh my God, this is it.
Are those like, is it actually shiny? Am I perceiving this correctly?
Yes, that is gold and blue.
Oh man. Well, this is hot shit. I mean, I think it's a flex to jump right to MG. I mean, that's intimidating for sure. Even our Gunpla host, Mike Krahulik, doesn't have any MGs yet.
I just saw it and I'm like, fuck it, I'm buying it. It's great. It looks amazing.
Do you have a set of good nippers? Like you have your modeling nippers? Okay, good.
But apparently it transforms from unicorn mode into destroy mode, whatever that means.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's great too.
Yeah. Gundam Unicorn is on Netflix if you want to.
I'm going to have to watch that.
If you want to dip in. That's one of the ones that, that was one of the first ones that Mike watched.
Yeah.
As well.
But this reminded me of my Thousand Sons.
Oh, of course. There's no question that this isn't a cyber sarcophagus.
Yeah.
So I was crazy out here.
There was no way I could not buy this.
No.
It was just
exquisite.
Fun.
It's exquisite. Sanoki, thank you so much for the sub.
Anyways, I thought I'd share that because I was excited.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, Mike actually sent this to my house.
Yeah.
Rad.
Okay.
It's from the second season of Iron Blooded Orphans, but I mean, my fantasy is to actually take that over to his house.
Yeah, we should do like a stream where we just
build it there. Well, because he's got that 4K dot camera. I mean, it seems like a pretty good afternoon, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get it.
Let's get other stuff though.
So you secured your 1K Suns robot, which obviously I endorse.
Right.
And did you also go to Micro Homebrew and secure brewing ingredient?
I absolutely did.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do today is Lawful Good Company, which is a Weizenbach. And God, the Polaris hops smell so good.
Well, they're really unique.
Yes, because you don't get that mint off of a lot of hops.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Dr. Irrefutable. It should be said that there's no hobby or context we haven't made a joke about and then become, functionally speaking, professional members of the organization. We have talked a lot about sim racers, and now Mike has a sim racing rig.
Right.
To say nothing of a club. Sepho, how you doing? To say nothing of essentially being part of a several hundred strong racing club online as well, and taking part in official events and shit. I mean, essentially teasing something is probably the best indication that we are preparing to become apex tier members of a community for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Lawful Good Company. And so you're saying that Polaris is actually in the hop cages now.
Yep.
Ready to get wild. This is very exciting news. So do you want to go stuff that thing in there?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to pour myself a glass of, what was it? Everwinter?
Well, it's ever something. It's Everwinter. Yeah, Everwinter. There we go.
So feast your eyes on that recipe.
Will do. Yeah, Demetrius, I think it depends on it really depends on where it's at in the production, probably when it's added. But I think it also varies a little bit from crop to crop too. It's kind of a wild taste. Whoa, there's some. Damn. It's all coming down. It's all falling apart. No, oddity. This one is really well. I mean, we'll go into it. We'll go into it in detail. Oh, there we go. A plus insertion here, but you can see pretty classic, straightforward build in there. How big the batches we make for AI? So the system uses a corny keg, a 5-gallon corny keg, functionally speaking, as its kettle. But the batches themselves don't tend to reach all the way up to 5 full gallons. Tobias, it happens. It happens sometimes. It happens to the best of us. Ooze the Muse, that is very kind. And of course, Dr. Irrefutable has now been welcomed fully. So, Mr. Benson, do you have a glass of Everwinter with you?
Can you see this?
Wait, hold it. Oh my God.
How amazing is that?
Well, but look at the color.
Oh, it smells so good on the top. Those
there is something fucked up about this one for sure. I think it's the combination of the Abbey Ale yeast and the Goldings that's offering it a truly profound.
Yeah, it's unreal off the nose.
Like we don't want to go too crazy. Like we don't want to say, greatest beer ever. You know, we don't want to use that. We don't want.
Is that too hard? I mean, is that too hard out of the gate?
We don't want to deploy that kind of totalizing rhetoric, right? That being said, the Dragon series, except for the one that we think is actually Goof Troop, because it's inside fermenter number 54.
Number 54.
Right. And the fermenter for number 54, that's one we had gotten that used.
Yes.
In an offering of used equipment from Pico itself. So that number 54 has definitely seen
better.
Has seen battle.
Listen, it's paid its dues. All right.
Absolutely. And
You know?
we'll bring it back on. I am saying that every other manifestation
Mhm.
of this theme is, again, because we have to think about the palate, right?
Right.
Because this is basically a 5 beer taster
Right.
in this, theoretical Tiamat themed
Right.
brew pub, right? But
Right.
there is nothing like this. There is nothing like this nose.
So think about the flavors that we've added outside of the base malts, which are pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Pilsner
Oh,
and
this is not crazy
Carapails.
pants.
But the hop flavor itself is citrusy and particularly grapefruit,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But it's also earthy and spicy.
Yeah, exactly.
Couple
It's
that
very
with
tea.
couple that with the yeast that is going to give us those clove and banana esters.
Yeah, that's what it is. Ultimately, I think that's
we have
what it is.
we have a like harvest, a cornucopia of flavor in this glass.
But they all want to hang out. That's the great part about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the steering the Goldings has got the citrus edge and
Yep.
the grapefruit rind, and then you combine that with the Abbey Ale yeast
Mm-hmm.
for like some kinky shit.
Right. And
Right.
Blind Cleric, this is for the White Dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. And so again, there's some that Abbey Ale, anytime you're messing around with that kind of stuff, you're gonna get novel
Right.
tastes, but these novel tastes work so well with the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
No, Blind Cleric, yeah, this is another winner. I think this is another winner on par with last week's, which was already kick ass. Was
yeah.
like
Black Flagon was amazing.
You launch a brew pub with it tier, right? And so every time we have one of these, we got to think about it as being on that palate where you're going down the line and like having a taste of each one and saying, is this a good spot? Like, are we coming back here?
Right, exactly.
Again, at some point in the future, or is it like, hey, welcome to the neighborhood, but I already have a place.
Right.
Right.
So also too, I had to put mutually assured destruction for our Blue Dragon into the secondary fermenter and getting it, I'm cooling it up. It smells utterly amazing. Remember, this is the Goza that we made with mosaic hops, but it has ginger and orange zest in it.
Oh my God.
And I have to put the figs in tomorrow, and I don't want to put the figs in because it smells so good.
Well, my guess
I'm going to put the figs in, but
my guess is that given the rest of it,
yep.
The fig is gonna be in the middle to the bottom of the nose and flavor portion of the profile.
Right.
Figs are not sharp.
Right.
That work is going to be done elsewhere in that recipe.
But that ginger and orange zest smells utterly amazing on top of the mosaic hops.
God, and then with acid malt, and then evened out with fig. That is going to be fucked.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucked. But man, I'm telling you, like this Everwinter is on deck.
Right.
As a factor in this theoretical brew pub. Yeah, the smell's too good. I can't even imagine what it's like off the actual tap.
Fantastic. The word's fantastic.
Oh, see, because your texture is going to be different too, right? Because you're going to be, it's going to be at the carbonation that is intentional, not what's left from the growler, right?
I mean, the bubbles are just fantastic. I mean, it's cloudy, but you can see the bubbles through the cloud.
Cleave it to your chest like a child.
Yeah, so it's cloudy, but you can see the bubbles coursing through the glass. It's just amazing.
God, what a winner! Oh, and this is the other thing is that we kept trying to figure out when we were messing with it. We kept trying to figure out if it was like, because our fear is like, okay, all of our equipment's fucked. Thanks for the sub, Eckler. Our fear is like, okay, everything that we've been doing is goosed,
right?
By some kind of microorganism, right?
Right.
And then we were trying to figure out what this taste was in this, and the taste ultimately we were able to discern, and it took a long time, is actually the fact that it's 8% alcohol.
Yeah. 8% alcohol with all of those other flavors that we threw into that mix. right?
It's
So
you can't find it. Like in the taste, you can't find it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just kicks you in the face.
Because we didn't make this extra malty. This is Pilsner.
No.
And Carapils.
But I'm saying that's it, right? So if you're making a heavy hitter,
mm-hmm.
a lot of times you're trying to cloak that,
right?
You're trying to cloak that with a crazy malt bill,
right.
or you want to give it enough malt structure so that there's something to play off of it.
Right.
In this, none of that is even attempted. What it basically, this 8% and higher actually by calculation, it is actually hiding in plain sight. None of the rest of the recipe is priming you for that heightened ABV, right? None of the signals that you get from a craft beer that say, "Hey, this is a big spender."
Right.
None of that is there. In fact, all that's there is this weird toastiness from the yeast, and then like juicy, tasty fruit from the hops. Like, it is crazy pants that this is 8. Jumping Jesus.
Yeah, I'm very happy with. I'm very pleased with this beer.
Yeah.
It's the problem is it goes down too easy. So we would just be, I mean, you'd be tanked after a couple exactly. In no time, right?
But the idea that
which is great because it's the dragon breath, right?
The theme, well, it's the dragon breath, but it's also the fact that they're sort of bestial hunters, actually.
Right.
The idea that these things can actually sneak around, like this execution of the form, is just, it's very, very tasteful.
Right.
As a final product, right?
Spot on.
Jumping Jesus. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Orion Rogue, that's exactly right. I'm saying I have had, a couple sips, and I feel like I'm ready to prophesy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's probably, when you're talking about an elixir, when you're talking about an elixir, I mean, we're moving in that direction. Exactly right about it. No, so, yes, Arcade Guy Siege, yes. This is for beer. Yes, exactly. So, I mean, essentially what you're looking at up there in Beersmith is, for lack of a better term, that's the character sheet for this beer.
Right.
Right. And
great.
So,
yeah.
So, I mean, essentially what we're trying to do in the show is do all of that character creation stuff. So we're thinking hard about really dorky shit, and then trying to boil it down literally and figuratively,
right?
In a way to make that an artifact, something that you can drink that either references that either references those things in a way that feel true, or is something that you would have actually in the world,
right?
So those are the two main forks.
Man, but when they collide,
here,
and work in both
when
sectors,
when you can hit it both sides. Iceberg wants to know how Field Liquor is doing. Field Liquor is probably hanging out now. Field Liquor is so straight laced. Right. It's very much a lawful good product. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. All right. So we are ready, I think, to take things to the next level.
Why not?
Let me pull up
what's left on the list.
Text. I mean, so let's see. We have done Platinum. And let's see. Next year. We did Platinum for the first part of this excursion. What was the second one? What was the last recipe that we did?
Good question.
What's probably the one that's being boiled right now?
Yeah. What was it? Was the Weizenbach?
Yeah, it was Lawful Good.
It was Lawful Good Company. So
Silver. That's
Silver
right.
Dragon.
That's right. So Platinum, Bahamut, and Silver. We got that. Now we can move to some of the supporting cast, I think, for that for that particular draconic pantheon, right?
Yeah, totally.
So we're looking at copper.
Did we did the gold dragon?
Well, let's see. Field liquor is platinum, right?
No, field liquor was platinum.
Yeah. And so then Lawful Good Company is silver. So we got gold.
Did we? No, I mean, have we made a gold? We haven't made a gold, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
Gold is still legit. Oh, aluminium, Major Death. Come now. So yeah, I got copper, brass, and gold up as a robust selection. Take a look over there. It looks like the
and bronze, right? We didn't do bronze yet, or did we?
We haven't done bronze yet, but I'll add bronze next time. We have these three. We'll figure out which one is gonna.
I can't stop drinking that. That's.
Well, yeah, it wants you to. Unfortunately,
it tastes like a Belgian, and with these amazing flavors.
Yes, exactly. It has Belgian drinkability with a hidden weapon.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So let's see how this goes up here. I mean, the truth is that some of these dragons, it's like they don't really show up. Like, no, there's nobody out here digging deep trying to do brass dragon stories. Right. The only context of these lesser metals,
Dark Sun, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. The only context you really know about these other ones is in their corrupted form as draconians, right? You only really know about brass and copper good dragons because they get corrupted in Dragonlance. That's just R.A. Salvatore. I mean, I don't think he's writing about these creatures.
Hey, Bobby's got a stitch, so
Yeah, get it.
Oh, no, I can't. This beer is hitting me.
Yeah, as I recall, brass dragons are the fun-loving criminals of that.
Yeah, that's about right.
Of that particular context. Well, here, let's just investigate it as it stands. We're looking for brass, and we're going to get brass.
Okay,
so let's pull up that content.
You know what a brass dragon reminds me of? Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
Really? Sort of a courtier type?
Yeah, talkative
operator.
But uses.
Oh God! Dude, these dragons are. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh no, go for it.
Well, no, they're chaotic good. So I'm likely to. That's my alignment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right? I know.
Like that's the alignment that I like, is chaotic good, right? And so it's like, if I've been sleeping on the chaotic good metallic, that's on me. Yeah, all right. So they're the weakest of the metallic dragons, sure, but also one of the most benign of all species of dragon. They love to talk to the exclusion of most else. They like to engage friends and foes alike in hours of long-winded conversation. Oh, it was not unusual for brass dragons to be fluent in several hundred languages. Oh, boy. This is my shit. What have I been doing here? Yeah, and that's true. They have a weird shape. Their wing basically goes almost all the way back to the tail. Mm-hmm. It's like a sail, essentially. Right?
Right.
All right, so what else you got? More glossy and brass-like in appearance as the aged perfect. 2 sharp horns in sort of a goatee type configuration. Yeah, sleeping gas. But arguably, their conversational style is also a breath weapon. Mm-hmm. If we're talking about a dragon that's willing to converse in 100 different languages,
that's a weapon in and of itself.
That is a powerful weapon indeed. There we go. But sleep gas is just a cool dragon, right? Okay, so they dine on like animals, like they eat like goats and sheep. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Pretty wild, right? Okay.
Oh, so they love arid regions. Okay. They lair inside desert peaks or spires.
Okay.
They like their lairs to face east so that the rising sun warms the lair. These dorks. Oh, I love this. So their layers are well constructed and extensive. So twisting corridors and dead ends, like a maze-like structure inside the lair. Brass dragon eggs are incubated in a nest of open flames.
Interesting.
Oh, here we go. The eggs are typically tended by both parents so they could talk together as they maintained their vigil, right? Newly hatched brass wormlings are not remarkable in appearance. Scales are a dull brown, of course. They talked constantly about anything and everything. This is the babies. And they would talk to anybody, friends, family, enemies, and small creatures that could not talk back, even to itself if no one was near. When exposed to a new language, brass wormlings become fluent in under an hour.
Irish red ale.
Yeah, you like it?
That's the first one.
Go for the
easy drinking pint with subtle flavors, malty balance with toffee and caramel.
Oh, and there's your sort of brassy.
It's your color and it's easy drinking, so it can talk to anybody.
Easy drinking, exactly. Loquacious.
Yep.
If you will. Yeah, Orion Rogue. It happened. It happened again.
What?
I maimed the English language. Yeah. Demetrius, certainly, we have to consider the possibility. Yeah, that's not. Time says that a fire is not a nest; it's just a fire. Yeah, I can see that happening, Beckenbauer. I can see that. So like, I can see the beer just sort of present in the lair. All right. Yeah, Pirro, exactly right. So here we go. I think we got a good thing here. So Irish red ale, we like that. In terms of brass,
what do you think about an American strong ale? Strong, full-flavored ale that challenges the palate with full, malty and hoppy flavors.
American strong ale?
Mm-hmm.
I've never even heard of this style. I think because ales are.
You've absolutely heard of this style.
Really?
Have you ever had an Arrogant Bastard Ale by Stone?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that's true. I mean, I just think of them all as ales, and I think of them as making like rude beers.
Yeah.
They take a style and they embroider it until it's aggressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, American strong ale, and certainly that's got we can dial that color in very, very well. What else do you think about in terms of styles? Bless you.
Thank you. Allergies are coming through, either that or
it's a hot nest. Exactly right.
Whew.
Brazen wordplay. All right, what do we think here? Because those are both classics, and the fact is that sometimes we gotta use some. We have to investigate the concept to try to figure out how we can get away with a color. Brass is ready made for beers.
Right, exactly. Like that's just 100% built in.
Oh God, Orion Rogue is saying an English pale or an ESB, because that's going to be that thing that you get glass after glass of, right?
Right, but an extra special bitter. I don't think this dragon would be bitter.
Right? Yeah, that's true. But I think that if we go English pale with some of those like a tasty gentle hop, that might work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could go for something. You could go for something dry. You could go for something dry and bubbly. I mean, we haven't really done the Brut IPA.
Yeah, we have.
Not much.
Okay.
It's not that common for us. But that might be interesting too. If you go for like the bubbly nature of it, and then the dry for the desert, that might be interesting too. Yeah, and the chaos, Beckenbauer, exactly right. Making sure the chaos gets stuck in there somewhere, I think, is good too. I think people have slept on this dragon. That's what I think. Brass is an alloy. Can we do anything with that? I love the way you're thinking.
We could go with a British strong ale. That's fun.
So the British strong ale is going to be is made distinct from the American strong ale because it's going to have the
do
the
we already have
fruity.
American strong? Never mind.
We have American strong was the second one. Yeah.
British brown.
Light
malty aroma with toffee, nutty. This goes with what Orion was saying with the British pale.
Yeah, and brown. It's a great
light to heavy quality.
Well, I would describe a
light fruity aroma may be evident but not dominate.
Exactly. But a brown, especially like British browns, they are very friendly. Mm-hmm. Like is this they tend to be reasonable on the ABV side.
Right. It's like getting a dark mild, right?
Yeah, but this is a beer that is a friend. Mm-hmm. And we can extract a beautiful mid-range color. I mean, this might be one of the younger. The truth is that this might be, depending on which one of these styles hits it. A lot of times we've been taking the ancient as the vibe, right. But the brown is like more is one of the younger scales, right?
Right.
So that might be a winner. But no one wants to take us up on our offer of the American strong. Everybody wants Irish red or the British brown, which, I mean, one hesitates to thumb the scale, but I think that's good. Yeah. Dr. Oddity, it's like you don't find out until later that the talk was the combat. Yeah. And I think brown. You got allergies?
Yeah, it's either allergies or a cold, one of the two. So
man, I haven't been sick in so long.
I haven't been sick in a year and a half, so I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, exactly. My guess is this is probably, especially now that it's warming up.
Yeah.
My guess is it's probably allergens.
Yeah, because it hit me like a freight train like last night. I'm like, oh God.
Just snuck up on you.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, it's actually wrestling in there between the British brown. So it's actually quite close.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let this simmer here for a second.
Yeah.
A hearty retort is a free action for brass dragons, maybe.
That's great.
No, it's close. So beer is already an alloy. We're already taking multiple grains and making a single thing out of them.
It's true.
Let's see. Yeah, that's the truth.
Okay.
Nah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Alloy, you goose.
Wow.
Shit. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna cover my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Irish red ale.
Great. So let's talk about that beer.
Yeah, it's time. This is the hour. So, Irish red ale. Do you have any guide rails for us stylistically?
I do. So let's break out that notepad of yours and talk about the ABV and this dragon.
Right.
So what do we want to say about this? This dragon is like loves to talk.
Yeah, I mean, my suspicion for this beer is that the main thing we know about these creatures is that they will talk forever.
Right.
And so, to my mind, I think we might go as low as 3.5.
Right. So it's standard. The guidelines are typically 3.8 to 5.
Perfect. Phone, I need you to shut up. Yeah. So 3. Yeah. Here. So I think 4.
Mm-hmm.
3.8. I mean, it's 4.
Yeah, so you could, like, if it's sessionable, you could be drinking this for hours and talking for like into the night, right?
Yeah. So let's go granular between 4 and 5.
Sure.
5 is a little north. I think.
I think you're right.
I think it's a little bit north, but a lot of times beer is about context and place. And so I've had really, really good sessionable beers when I've been down in Oz and when I've been in Scotland, and very, very congenial. It definitely places one in danger of talking for a very long time, which I'm capable of.
Not a bad thing. Just
no,
it happens. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I think we know where we're going with this one, but that's just,
Yes, I think we can comfortably.
I mean, I don't know.
It's 4. It's 4. Well, we'll get out of there. But we've had some strong offerings here.
Right.
Oh, the smell. We've had some strong offerings here recently. Something that is designed to be congenial might be a nice change of pace.
Right. I agree.
Tell you, this dragon thing is the best theme of all time.
It's great, isn't it?
All right, so we have our ABV. It's dialed in at 4. Now,
our SRM is usually between 9 and 14, but we can go above that. No one can chain this dragon in.
We want to, exactly. We want to find it right in here. We're doing so good.
Right.
Like all these colors are exactly what we want.
Right.
Yo, yeah, this is amazing.
So, I mean, where do we want to start this one?
Well, I mean, I think what we're talking about.
Brass is like 8, right? 8 or 9.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that
brass color?
Exactly. And then it's purely about the age. Like, how loquacious are we talking about here, right? It's like all those like the higher you go up in these numbers, you're essentially going down in age.
Right. And yeah, exactly. Like the scales haven't come to.
They haven't gotten that sheen. Yeah. So if you're maybe situated somewhere right in the middle, that is like right.
Oh no, Orion Rogue has a fun idea too. Maybe older dragons have a patina on them. That's a cool idea.
Yeah. I can totally get that. That would be killer, especially for the copper dragon. Can you imagine how cool it would look?
Right.
Gamer Gout, we tasted Everwinter, which is basically a really, really nice sort of Pilsner malt vibe with a little bit of carapils, I think was the other thing. Styrian Golding hops and an Abbey ale yeast for some of those funky Belgian notes. But in aggregate, it was another winner, and there's nothing about the taste profile that communicates that it's 8.3% ABV, because every other aspect of it is so congenial. It's just such a friendly beer, and all the rest of the ingredients tell you that this is a summer beer for the afternoon.
Right.
But it is actually that ABV is basically hiding right in the middle of the flavor profile.
Right, exactly.
So, Cab, we're trying to figure it out. We've had 2 other beers that don't appear to have the negative connotations from that other keg. They've both been great. Mm-hmm. So
we'll know by next week, because I think Mutually Assured Destruction is in old number 54.
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
Or not Mutual, the next one after that.
Crimson I was just going to say, because Mutually Assured Destruction, you already put that into secondary, and
it was fine. It was fine. It was.
You didn't see any spider web-like structures forming inside the. All right. Well, 11. So we have got a beautiful. That's like right in the middle. That's like the worst of all possible worlds. That's the adolescent brass dragon.
I love that. Gamer Gout, it could have actually just been a bad yeast bag. That's totally. 100% a thing that can happen.
That was one of Eric's first theories, actually, because we hadn't seen that elsewhere. Mm-hmm. And it didn't have some of the obvious telltale signs.
Yeah, we would know if it was a lacto or Brett. A Brett it gives us a sour flavor. Lacto is going to give us a tart flavor, and it had none of those.
Which people want in very specific instances. Right. It's just when you get it when you didn't try it. That's where it's an off taste.
Right.
Oh man, 40 months, Majesty. Thank you so much.
That's amazing. Okay, so bitterness. Here's what's interesting, right? We can hold on. Let me switch this back. The bitterness on this ranges typically from 18 to 28. So again, approachable, not getting hit in the face.
Like 18 to 28
IPA, yeah. So think about it, you're sitting down with that nice malt, and that the hops are really just balancing it out, right?
Mm-hmm. But I can see it, right? I can actually see every angle on this. Mm-hmm. So at 18, that's again because this creature is a little bit younger,
mm-hmm.
right? They're not going quite as hard into the esoteric,
right?
Into the esoteric aspects.
Those deep conversations at like 2 a.m. aren't anywhere near
mm-hmm.
as scholarly as.
Exactly,
the 28 IBUs.
Yeah,
right?
once you're getting up into 28, which again I don't have a. I think
you're like sitting there, after 3 hours, you're like, really, does Baphomet have to roll around in the freaking leaves and eat,
mm-hmm.
fruit?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what we look up to, honestly.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. This is our guy.
Yeah, that's it.
No, thank you.
See, we're bringing it all around.
But that's the key. I think that we can do. I think that any one of these is actually correct. It's just mm-hmm. about. It's about what point of the conversation. That 28, that's when we're at the end of it.
Right. Yeah, wow, 18, yeah, it's going for it.
Yeah, so it's on the this is the beginning to the middle of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And we're extending it as long as possible. Right?
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the people have spoken.
Yeah. Whew. Okay, so let's talk about our base malts that we want to look at for this.
Indeed.
So the two that we're going to go with, the Irish Red is comprised mostly of pale, and then you start to add things like caramel and other flavors later with some specialty grains.
Yeah.
So what we want to think about is what pails do we want to use? And I think the first two to choose, one is going to be just a classic pail, which is going to be clean and crisp. And the other is going to be Maris Otter.
What was the note for Maris Otter? I'm trying to remember.
Slightly nutty and rich.
Interesting. Okay, these are both great choices.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So those are gonna be just the base. So if we want to have our other, they're gonna come out similar. Just the Maris is gonna be a little bit more flavorful and nuttier.
Yeah, a little bit more structured.
But if we want to have all of our other specialty grains do the talking, we stick with the classic pale and do that.
Yeah, I think the Maris Otter, at least in this case, is a little bit more esoteric topics.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Right? And the clean crisp is a little bit different.
The clean crisp is like to your face. Here's what we're talking about. It's not a deep conversation.
It's the ramp up.
Yeah.
Nutty Rich was your old stage name, Majesty. Well, I suspect it brought you success. Yeah, Maris Otter has got some of the. They're complimenting your cloak.
Right. Exactly.
With enough detail, you're like, am I being flattered? But the detail's just so good.
Yeah, it's like.
Demetrius, I don't think that Eric has read Drawing of the Dark yet because we would have discussed it at length.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance yet. It's on the list. Let me tell you. Okay.
Yeah, Trance the DM. That's definitely. I think that these dragons are mostly talking to themselves. They definitely need an audience, but they're mostly talking to themselves. Let's see.
Okay, so if we want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, a politician has got a specific thing. I mean, I think the distinction here is a politician has, they have a specific aim. Ultimately, they want to guide you to. That's the thing about these brass dragons. I don't think they have a. The conversation is the goal.
Right.
Yeah, brass doesn't have a tang, as far as I know. I don't lick a lot of brass.
It's not an everyday thing for you?
That's right. So Maris Otter is our base grain.
Okay. So let's talk about what other grains we want to put into this. So one of the big things, do we want to make this a caramel, like really heavy on the caramel?
Yeah, no, again, and caramel in this case would be the smooth talker, right?
Right. If we want a little bit of caramel, we'll just use like a caramel 60. If we want extreme caramel, we're going to put special B in here.
Special B.
Special B. Victory is another one. That's going to give us some toffee.
So Victory, there we go. That's a little bit different. That's a little more piquant.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to Victory, if we're moving into a toasted caramel sweet,
right?
That is, we're talking about pauldrons. Like We're getting all the way down to gourget. This conversation is about gourgets, and it lasts for 2 hours.
I mean, for anyone, that's a long gourget conversation.
Yeah.
But for this dragon, it's like nothing.
Oh, no, they don't even know. They don't think about time the way we do.
But remember, we can bring, depending on what the poll comes out to be, we can have caramel and toffee.
Oh, absolutely. And my guess is that if we want to do this right, I mean, most of the Irish reds that I have had, they are not like the malt part of it. It's malty. That's definitely part of the thing. And it's a little bit fruity because of the types of yeasts you use in this context. Mm-hmm. But our Brass Dragon version of that style, I think, might have significant grain heft as a design thing. Mm-hmm. I think that's the complexity, right? That's the topic,
right?
Wow, they bit on they want the toffee, which we have described in this case as being the willingness to drill way down into esoterica, which I think is appropriate for the creature we've been discussing for sure. So let's hit him with that.
Okay. And what was our color we were going for on this one?
The color?
Yep.
Nothing would bring me more pleasure. That's SRM 11, which I think when you look at it, I think you go enjoy.
Okay, 11. Okay, great. So, do we want to add other flavors to this?
I think so. I think that we want to intimate with the use of this glass. Again, our ABV is low, right? But I think that the payload here is malt complexity.
Okay, so do we bring more caramel into this?
Let's find out.
Beckenbauer, I think, would put smoked malt in here for the roaring fire egg.
Oh, for the nest?
Yeah.
Sure.
Honey malt could be sweet.
Ooh, no, honey malt, and that also goes into this loquacious aspect that we've been getting at too. Honey malt, oof. Honey malt, and then Special B for Mega Caramel.
Or just regular crystal.
Yeah, regular crystal 60 at this point. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Moves, congrats. Get that vaccine.
Oh, you got that jab jab?
Real life? Yeah, it's going pretty soon.
Oh, your first one. Are you getting the J&J, or are you getting the one of the other ones where they got to come see you again?
Oh, you didn't want to put the smoked in there?
Oh, for out of these two, let's put these two.
Okay.
And then I don't think we're done. I think there's going to be more.
I don't hate it.
Mm-mm. Yeah, and honey malt is perfect, right? Honey malt, I mean, it's almost 2 on the nose, frankly. Oh, Moderna, yep. So they'll want to see you again, in about a month. And my first one, I was a little bit tired. And then I was done.
Yeah, first one's easy.
Yeah, if we want to get a tobacco note, I think we might do that with our hop.
We could, absolutely,
because that's going to be where you can really extract,
right,
like tobacco complexity. I think you're going to get that from a hop.
I agree. I think it's great.
Yep, exactly. Hydrate all day. That's the key. But the first shot for me, I was a little bit tired, and that was it. No big deal. Round 2, it's a different story, at least for me. My grandma, who is 1,000 years old, she got it. And nothing happened. Oh, here, hold on. Okay, here. I need to go get my cat. Hang on.
Yeah, and actually, I was talking to Josh right before the show, and he got his second shot, and nothing happened to him. So, totally, it's just per person. So don't worry about it. Get it done, and let's get on with life. Yeah, Tobias, cat content, best content, right? Yeah, Josh, I didn't feel my shot either. Like they literally have gotten so good that you don't feel the needle. So that is a fluffy cat. That's all I'm saying. Hey, better break for us. Anytime is better than no time. So congrats and get it done. So, yep, the side of the vaccine is not exactly Gamer Gout.
No. It's look at the other. Look at the bad possibilities on both sides of it. Oh man, that's amazing. Yeah, Josh, which is to say, Penny Arcade in the chat. My second one that I got, or the first one that I got, I did not even know it had happened.
Yeah, exactly. Like they were great.
There was no blood. Like this lady was a fucking pro. Yeah. She was actually she had like her doctorate in nursing, and she rolled through. She was just volunteering time. I have never gotten a shot like this.
I actually asked, when are you going to put the shot in? And they're like, what do you mean?
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, listen. So honey malt.
I like honey malt. I like that as an addition,
it's
right?
It's a perfect choice. It's a perfect choice.
Okay. So the next one, do we put smoked or not? I think that's our last choice on the malts. And I'm probably going to have to add a little bit of crystal in here just to give color.
To get us up to the 11?
Yep. So we can either add a tobacco flavor with smoked grains, like that's going to give us a smoky flavor.
Right.
Right? More smoky. Whereas hops, we can get a more tobacco-y flavor. So that's kind of what we want to be thinking.
I'll give them the branch: tobacco flavor via hop or smoked malt.
That's a great way to do it. So smoky, think like barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. Like smoke. Like if you could eat smoke, because like a smoked meat is one thing. We're talking about smoke.
Mm-hmm. So that's how you should be thinking about this vote.
There we go. Take a looky-loo.
Well,
yeah, sauce. I mean, it's not too far off. I mean, it's odd. I don't hate it, but it has to be a very fixed portion. It has to be a very fixed portion of the total. But we can get you there either way. Ultimately, it's your decision.
Mm-hmm.
But we can drive at that note in a couple different ways. We have a couple different knobs to turn there.
Ooh, this is a cool fight.
Yeah. Hang on a second. So 40, God, what's 40.5 Celsius? What's that in a number I would know?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Your dad had like 105 fever? Jesus. Oh my God. Yeah, I suspect that is scary, Tobias. Holy shit. It's too much. It's too high.
Fever's too high.
Well, yes, it's his body. Yeah, it's his body saying, hey, I've seen this shit before.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's you're boiling your brain. That is no good. You got to get that cold pack. Look, here's what's up. It's close, but it's not so close that tobacco flavor via hop didn't win.
Okay. So hit me with that SRM again.
The SRM is 11. So you're just going to bring it up there with a touch of caramel.
Yep.
I like how deep this malt bill goes here. I like that there is like malt sophistication in the body of this ale. And a really neat combo too, I think. Oh yeah, man, that's about perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's about perfect right there.
There you go.
I love what I'm seeing. Yeah, I've had really bad fevers too, Kindled Sky, where I started being like it was just too much, and then it had like the disordered thinking was pretty spooky because I wasn't like thinking about like what it meant, which is that like my brain cells were winking out.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I thought that the Uruk-hai were banging their war drums and boiling up out of the most evil places in the earth. Like I thought I could hear it, and I was fine with it. So that should tell you that, I mean, once you get to that level, the outer edge of that should tell you where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
From a cognitive perspective. Oh, thank you, Orion Rogue. That's a comfort. Yes, Brass Dragon is definitely not evil. It is chaotic good. And oh my god, just even seeing it in the glass, Eric, even seeing the simulation of the SRM,
pretty cool, right?
Is a great comfort.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's going to be hot shit.
Pretty wild.
Now, now you might want him to shut up, Dr. Oddity, but he's not gonna.
What?
Well, no, the Brass Dragon. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah, no, not at all.
All right, so we're good here.
Let's talk about our hops. So the first one that comes to mind immediately is Fuggles.
Yes.
This is tobacco and fruit.
Yeah, and we say this, it's a resinous, earthy taste.
Yeah.
In a hop continuum, right? What else can we hit them with?
I'd say sass as well. That's kind of a neat one. It's tobacco and spice.
Ooh.
Right?
That noble hop.
And one that's kind of out there that could be fun is this is where the dragon I think won't shut the hell up.
Oh, just endless.
Yeah, is Apollo. It's tobacco, spice, pine, citrus, and herbal. It just won't shut the fuck up.
Dude, that is incredible. And Apollo's a big boy too, as I recall. Yeah, that's a funny one. That's just like that's the full conversation,
right?
Happening in the glass.
That's like you sitting at the bar, is like shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Yeah,
shut
exactly.
Up,
you're trying to will it into existence.
Yeah.
No, but it's like I am super pleased with this. Your apartment is going to smell incredible,
right?
When this is on the boil. Wow, that's going to be hot shit. Yeah, I was just going to say, Demetrios is saying that Apollo has the chaos angle. Absolutely. Yeah. That's everything but the kitchen sink. Although the kitchen sink is also included. Everything is included inside of the kitchen sink.
Right.
And that's it. That's just how we carry the everything is in the sink. Yeah, Orion Rooks, you're gonna need 3 pellets. Yeah, that's like I was saying before. Apollo's a big boy.
Right.
Well, and then if we're talking about sinks, we're talking about brass fittings. I mean, we got it dealt with end to end.
It's there. It's all there.
It's all there. Hey, did you have a chance to throw in that Demio code or Demio?
I'm doing that later today as we speak.
Let me know. Let me know when you're dialed in, because it's cross-platform. I can throw on my Quest at any time.
I know that's going to happen. I think I'm going to play golf after Mike, unless I decide if I can get that installed. I might throw that on.
Yeah, I mean the issue. It'd probably be easier to stream, Josh, once they hit the once they do the.
I mean, I can stream VR all the time, so.
You got it set up.
Yep. So I don't, but we don't have to.
Oh, you have your green screen set up, like you can do that 2-angle thing, or like what do you mean?
No, like I mean I can hit the VR like. So
just capture.
Yeah, just capture VR.
Window capture.
My rig has no problem streaming VR.
Hell yeah!
And but also I got VR chat, which allows you to flip your wrist.
You can put the window and just see the chat. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
That stuff got really good. After there was that sort of like a couple year period where people weren't watching it again, and the people who were really into it kept working on it.
This is different. This is a sole app for the VR. This isn't VR chat like that program that people got into, right? Where you
no. This is basically like a little window that shows you the chat. You can look at it anytime. No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I was really, really impressed with that, actually.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
But Josh, they're coming out with a version of the game for they call the flat screen mode. And it should be out, within a month and a half, it sounds like, and that'll be dished up on Steam too, but it's cross-platform with the rest of them. So once it comes out, it might be a fun stream to have you grab that and actually be able to give people a stable window while people are playing in VR as well. Right. But you don't get sick watching it. right? Well, listen, if you only want VR, I mean, that possibility is there as well.
Yeah, I think I don't know if you can get VR sickness if you're not inside of VR, right? Like if you're watching VR, it's just like watching a regular show.
Sometimes the head movements and stuff, there are definitely
Really?
people who there are definitely people who, when watching a stream of VR content, can definitely feel ill. That's why they came up with that compositing stuff.
Yeah, that's impressive, or not impressive. That's weird.
Yeah, it's just anything that makes your brain feel that it doesn't know what's going on in a vestibular way.
Wild. Mm-hmm. I never knew that.
Hey, so they want the Apollo.
I like Apollo. Yeah, it's a great choice. What was our bittering?
The bittering is a steamy 18. Yeah, Jesse Improved says there's a YouTube cook that films with the camera on his head, and I simply cannot watch it. Don't get sick of it; it makes you spin. Yeah, I mean, a non-trivial part of our like cognition and sense of position in space, we map that data onto our own bodies. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why we get sick, because there's a difference between what we're seeing and what we're feeling.
Okay, so let's talk about some yeast that we want to put into this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one is very easy.
Irish Red?
It's the Irish Ale. Yeah. It gives a little bit of fruit characteristics.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Body and clean.
So fruit, malty, body, and clean?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that could work.
Actually.
And that fruitiness is definitely a part of Irish Reds. Like that's sort of the takeaway.
What else could we do with, I mean, we could just say American Ale, which would be interesting.
Yeah, American Ale would basically be a way to say, take all this and we're going to get our color profile and our IBU profile from the Irish style. The Irish Red style. But I mean, but American Ale yeasts have got some fruit too, right? Or is it mostly clean?
Smooth and clean.
Yeah.
And balanced. So
that's interesting too.
American Ale 2 is clean, tart, and nutty.
Ooh.
That could be interesting, right?
Yeah. So it's got the texture, but it also has, but they both actually have kind of a clean finish.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give them a third one, or are we good with those?
I think which one did you what did you put on the list?
So far I've got Irish Ale and American Ale 2.
I think those two are good. I don't think we can really.
Yeah. We can improve on those.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do a British ale, it's the same thing: fruity, dark, crisp, right? So
yeah, Irish Ale. Out of those two, Irish Ale is probably the right one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put that one up. Yeah, those are gonna line here. Darkness,
right.
Dark. Oh, yeah, listen, you just like the name, okay? That's what this is about, and I don't blame you.
Imperial does a great job with their names.
Yes,
but like
we've used it.
All
it delivered. It delivered results.
Yeah. Listen, I won't argue that at all.
Oh man, is Josh up there talking about VR shit? Yeah, that's what I couldn't believe, Josh, is how good the game is at giving you the feeling of standing around the table playing it. And it, even though it's card negotiated, it feels very, very much like D&D. Like it's like old D&D, the old religion.
Right.
Like it's mean.
Even the Bach or the art for the game is like,
yes. Yeah. They know exactly what they're doing, and it feels good.
Right.
That they understand the tactile aspects in a way that is just rare. There's a lot of cool VR content, but they really understand the physicality of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait to dig in.
Ryan Rogue says, I wish it was just the name. Personal experience tells me that Irish Reds and Stouts are awesome with darkness. It's a great strain.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah.
It is a great strain.
Yep.
Yeah, black and white in VR would be amazing. Just train a beast.
Yeah.
Just train a friendly beast.
Monster Hunter VR. Come on.
You know what? They want the Irish ale.
Okay.
And it's not close. They want the classic Flavoir, if you will. Now,
I like it.
Me too. Now, Gathered Throng. We have come to this Monster Hunter, but with mechs. Talp. Demon X Machina has some aspects of that, especially when you're fighting the Immortals. It's in there, and you're also like, looting pieces and getting upgrades and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's all there. Right here, Brazen Babel, the Grift of Gab.
Wow, that's great. The Grift.
Away with worms. Man, I should have known these beasts.
Draconic diatribe? I was thinking diabolic diatribe. Brazen rhetoric.
So,
great.
Mr. Lemon, I'm going to slightly modify your down to brass tacks into brass tact.
Mm. Dr. Oddity. Nice. The Discourse.
Oh, I'm going to throw a bunch of these in here.
Yeah, they're great.
It's happening. Yakety yak.
Honeyed words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great one. And I expected that too. I was so pleased when the honey malt one in there.
Yeah, that was a great recommendation. Polished prose. There we go. I say.
Ooh.
Prose hose.
We can throw in that polished prose. Prose hose?
Wow.
Oh man.
Amazing.
Yeah, we may have to we may have to do a runoff on this bad boy. Yeah, she's talking exactly right.
Yeah, these are all great.
Iceberg, let's just go with Neverending Story.
Yeah.
Let's just
literally just straight up use it.
Are they going to come get us? No. We showed the kids Neverending Story, but they were too young, and it didn't make any sense. Now that Ronya is 11, I think it's going to happen. The last time we watched,
now you really want to fucking traumatize her? That's where you want to go?
We already showed him Labyrinth. I mean,
yeah, doesn't have a horse dying.
Labyrinth. Oh yeah, that's some rough shit. But I mean, Labyrinth is a lot of densely encoded, highly useful information for young people.
Oh, 100%. But man, once you see that scene, that shit hits you for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, here. Let's hit it. Yeah, it's rough shit.
It is.
It's big ideas. Yeah,
absolutely.
Last Unicorn. I saw that as a youth.
Oh, yeah, Last Unicorn. Wow. Bringing that one back.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Now, obviously, this is a big vote. We will do a runoff here of the top few, right?
Mm. There's Legend, too, which is another one you can throw in.
Yeah.
Not as good as, I think, Labyrinth or Neverending Story, but Legend, I like Legend.
You keep telling me that we have to watch Legend.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Well, no.
Is that what I'm for the list?
A lot of those 80s movies I didn't see until I was an adult because I couldn't. We didn't watch stuff.
I know.
Like that
I know. We talked about that, but I forgot that Legend was one of the ones that you hadn't watched.
Doesn't the cover? I'd seen it, of course, at the video store.
It's Tim Curry.
Isn't there like a fucking devil on the front?
Yeah, and it's Tim Curry.
See, that's why I couldn't watch it because of the devil.
Right. Yeah, young Tom Cruise and Tim Curry. Right. Exactly.
Tom Cruise?
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right, so who are the winners over here that are coming in for round 2? Grift of Gab, Way with
culture.
Words.
You might be right on that. Absolutely. Shiz Dog, 100%. Tom Cruise looks exactly the same as he did in that movie when he was
okay. Let's try this here. Here we go. 5 great choices. Yep. Okay. Here's the runoff. 5 great choices. It's actually Josh Legend is actually executed well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really great what they did for the time period.
Oh, a lot of practical.
Amazing. Practical, but I mean, the effects were great. The makeup and artistry of that was great. Like they did it for the 80s or early 90s, whenever it came out. Just really, or mid 80s, I think it was really impressive.
Let me get a hold of Mr. Krahulik. Man, all right. Well, I'm willing to dial that in. Do they have is Legend on that list?
I don't know, but we should check.
Right?
Because we should do that one day. I keep saying we should do that, but
well, I'm saying so. Twitch watch party list.
Yeah.
I think a lot has changed with that list, actually.
Yeah, they keep updating it. It's just the Amazon.
Oh, really? Prime. Is it just straight up the Amazon Prime list?
Yep. It's
whatever is in Prime Video. Oh, do you know what? You know what is on there? Highlander. Ooh.
Oh, wait. Have you seen Highlander? I've got to ask for every movie. Have you seen Highlander?
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, some movies, I had friends who we would rent movies and then we would.
The world's an oyster with your movie.
You never know.
You never know. So it's just like I got to ask every time.
Oh yeah. There's dinner and a movie with your boy Josh.
Mm-hmm.
You want a piece of it. It's actually a really cool show. All right, let's get it. All right, Brass Tact. Well, maybe it's good. I guess it's maybe okay if I name one after, years.
It was a collaboration.
Exactly. Yeah. All right.
That's great. Look at that.
I know.
God, look at that beer.
No, this is going to be a beast. Like, this is going to be a real beast. If it wasn't an Irish red, I would say we should fuck around with more hops or something.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it wants. You want this cool, powerful, high alpha hop a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want this encyclopedic malt bill and this classy, fruit forward, but still malty and crisp yeast.
Right.
This is going to be a fucking monster, dude.
Exactly.
And that color. Mwah.
Yep.
So good. Well, hey, let me get a hold of Mr. Krahulik here and see if he is about ready to get dialed in over there. Orion Rogue. I think this is going to be a winner par excellence. I think this is going to be another great offering for the paddle, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, think about all the cool in kind of it's like how far can you go on the dork shit? Thanks, Whiskey Jacket. How far can you go on the dork shit and still like have someone come to your pub a second time?
Right. And
it's like I don't want them to be ashamed.
Right.
Like, but I do want to talk about dragons consistently.
Right.
That would be amazing. Well,
but I'm okay with that.
Shizdog, well, we had a really cool setup. I mean, with Two Beers, they still had some of our signing bonus by the time West rolled around back in the day. I mean, they sold out of that stuff fast for that collaboration. We would just have to set up another.
They saved some for that.
Exactly.
Event. That was the thing.
All we'd have to do is just set up another collaboration, I think, and make sure that it's not wrapped up or that there's still product by the time September rolls through.
Right.
Fading Ninja says, "Hey, if you have bottles with dragons sculpted in the necks, people are coming back." Yeah, we want the bottle to sort of face out, and you get the cap off, and then you drink from its mouth.
Or like a tap that's a dragon mouth, right?
This is also fine. A spigot, if you will. Well, hey, listen.
Out of the wall. I mean,
absolutely. Hey, Precious Channel, it's been a great pleasure. Thanks so much for rolling through. I see people are continuing to pile in, no doubt, in anticipation of plastic robots. And I have great news for you. These robots are imminent. Come check him out. He's going to be cracking into the 30-minute mission series, which is their models that are designed to be built fast. And there is a range of sort of like individually sealed packets that are just customization pieces,
right?
Extra bits and bobs to customize them, which is part of the process.
I was talking to Mike a little bit yesterday about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, there's a game involved with it that you can play."
Yeah, there is definitely some really sophisticated indie rules, and I suspect that 30-minute mission gets used a lot in there.
Right, and which is kind of fun because it's the same like the other game, the Lego one, where it's like these aren't glued pieces. You can literally pop off arms while you're playing, right?
Especially with the extra pieces, I suspect that those are meant to go on and off. It could be pretty fun,
really, really,
and they're pretty hardy, honestly. But hey, speaking of which, let's get it dialed in there.
Yeah,
we'll leave you be. Thanks to Josh for running the stream, and we'll see you soon.